Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Crow, and let's talk about the Andrew Tate thing again because I saw this upload by Quartering, not through this video on YouTube. He uploaded a clip of it to Twitter where he said Andrew Tate bombshell as accusers now claim it's all a lie. Now here's the issue: there are statements being used against Andrew Tate by women who are not coming out against Andrew Tate and are supportive of Andrew Tate. These are not the accusers who are putting these claims forward against Andrew Tate in this trial. There are four women, and one of them is straight up accusing Andrew Tate of rape. Now, I'm going to be generous to the Andrew Tate fans because, well, there is a thread going over what Andrew Tate's lawyer actually said, and there are some good points that he does make here, but also there are things that he is complaining about that are just how Romania does their trials. So I want to read through this, but look, I've been seeing this by people. The guy that uploaded this clip to Twitter, at Censored Man, he's the one that Quartering did this video about. And look, I went through the guy's thread. He's a hardcore Andrew Tate supporter, like hardcore, free top G, all that shit. So look, when somebody is putting out a statement, you should really look into it, because again, what you have are women that already support Andrew Tate saying that they are not victims. Their statements should not be used, but these are not the accusers. So yeah, this is a big screw up on Quartering's part, and I understand why, kind of, because there is a ton of misinformation out there in regards to this case. There's a lot of people jumping to conspiracies. And look, I don't actually have an issue with people having conspiracy theories because, hey, you might be right, okay? You might be right. But there is so much in regards to what's happening here, because in Romania, you don't actually, you're not supposed to have any of the evidence presented until the trial, meaning Andrew Tate doesn't get any of the evidence. The press isn't supposed to have any of this, but somebody within the Romanian authorities has been leaking things to the press. And again, that is not supposed to happen. So when Andrew Tate's lawyer is complaining about it, he's going to be correct. However, it doesn't change the fact that the accusers have not withdrawn their claims. They are not saying it's all lies. This is a flat out false statement. Okay. And look, I watched the video by Quartering, and I gotta be clear. I have no issue with conspiracy theories, but man, if you're gonna upload a video about this subject and you're going to start dropping in, oh, maybe the Matrix did it. Oh, maybe the authorities did it. Maybe somebody's been paid to do this. I think it's valid to have that opinion, but man, you got nothing to back it up, and you're listening to somebody on Twitter who's straight up lying, right? And Quartering should know better, because look, he did a video talking about this trans activist, okay, who put out false information in regards to this case, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, well, and I'm like, what are you doing now? Because you're providing a ton of false information, right? And it's really stupid. It's really dumb. So anyways, this is the video from the Quartering 10 days ago. And you can see woke activists destroyed for Andrew Tate lie. Doubles down after being busted. Yeah, there are plenty of anti-Andrew Tate people who are also out there providing misinformation and really muddying the waters. I don't think you counter that by then dropping a video in which you are claiming his accusers have withdrawn their claims and it's all lies. That is so dumb. That is so stupid. This, if you want to say that the way Romania is handling the case is wrong, Okay, I think that that's a valid point because we actually have not the, okay, this is the person that you need to listen to, okay, because he is a Romanian citizen who lives in Romania and he's fluent in English and can translate what is actually happening in that country. So he talked about the interview by Andrew Tate's lawyer, and there are some points that do get made here, right? First off, Andrew Tate lawyer claims that as of January 9th, he has not had access to his client's case file in order to mount a defense. Meanwhile, parts of the file have been leaked to the press for days now. First off, in Romania, the way they do their trial is you do not have access to anything until you're actually in court. Okay? So, meaning they can detain Andrew Tate, they can hold him for those 30 days, but they don't actually have to present the lawyer defending Andrew Tate with anything until they actually file the charges. Now, you might think that that's completely unfair, and that's fine. This is not the United States. This is how they do it in Romania. Like, I agree. That sounds pretty screwed up. Like, the lawyer doesn't have access to anything while his client's being detained for 30 days. Yeah, that's screwed up. And again, they're holding him for 30 days, hoping to put their case together and find more things on Andrew Tate. I don't know if they're going to just run up those 30 days, then request another extension, because I guess you can do that in Romania. But at the same time, this is how they typically do it. Now, in terms of the case being leaked to the press, that is something that does not happen there. They're not supposed to be doing things like that. So yes, you do have someone in Romanian authorities very likely attempting to manipulate public opinion in the country against Andrew Tate. Which hey, I agree, that's wrong. All right. But as far as the lawyer not having access to his client's case file, that's unfortunately just how they do the case there. In Romania, you're not legally bound to incriminate yourself. This is why the Tate brothers have been first classified as witnesses, then after getting interrogated, they've been classified as suspects. This is a common loophole that the authorities do here. The lawyer claims that before the order to detain the brothers for 30 days, he only had access to their file for 45 minutes. The file has over 100 pages. I believe that. And this is actually something I think is unfair about the Romanian system. They basically can drop these things on you and give you barely any time to respond to it. Actually, the whole perp walk that they did with Andrew Tate is done to manipulate public opinion and make you think that the person is guilty before they've even had a chance to file charges. So yes, this is something that they do in Romania. And that's why I was telling people, Andrew Tate looks guilty and he looks fucked because Romanian laws are very different, and they are not like in the United States. Our justice system is based on something called Blackstone's formulation, right? It's better to let 10 guilty men go free than to punish an innocent man. Romania doesn't believe that, okay? Romania doesn't believe that. So yes, Andrew Tate is fighting a very, very, very uphill battle here because again, his own statements, okay? His own statements that he has put out on podcasts and everything, yes, they do fit the theme that the Romanian authorities are going for here, in which Andrew Tate is a lover boy who is psychologically abusing and manipulating women to force them to do cam work. All right. And I've listened to the statements by Andrew Tate. Yes, I think that he's just playing up a character, and I think that's his best defense. But again, it's his own damn words. The guy is in a lot of trouble. During the search at Tate's house in November 4th, 2022, many electronic devices were seized. Some of these devices were returned to the Tate brothers, while others are still being held. Lawyers claim they should have copied all the data by now and returned all the devices. So, and this is another thing I saw in the video by Quartering, in which he was saying that the Romanian authorities are basically like stealing things from Andrew Tate to keep for themselves. And look, hey, maybe that's true, okay? Because Romania is a very corrupt government. but also I don't think that anyone was actually making that claim. But hey, I guess. Regarding the rape charge of a woman of Moldova ethnicity, the lawyer claims he has not seen the case file yet and does not know what evidence is being used against Tate, so he is incapable of mounting a defense. This is normal as the case has not been sent to court yet. So I believe the judge said that they didn't have the evidence to actually put that forward. I may be mistaken there, but I think already there are serious questions about the rape claim because they do not have the evidence, right? Like I'm pretty sure that is something that the authorities are trying to put together against Andrew Tate. The lawyer claims there is no evidence to suggest the crime of rape. As such, the judge should not have detained the Tate brothers for 30 days. Maybe. I believe that this is true, but also the lawyer did say that he hasn't actually seen the case file also. So potentially they do have it and they just haven't released it. But somebody is leaking stuff to the press. So, hey, if they had proof of that, why wasn't that leaked to the press? Right? I mean, I can understand that thought process. The reporter pointed out that the judge who decided the detaining of 30 days for the Tate brothers does not assess the guilt of the defendant, but instead looks at the severity of the crime and the flight risk. That's true, but that's kind of how they do it in our country too. They look at the severity of the crime and whether or not you're a flight risk to determine whether or not to give you bail on a criminal charge. So that's sort of how they do it in Romania too, which I don't think is the biggest deal. The lawyer fights back, arguing that even if that is the case, there still needs to be reasonable suspicion, and he believes that this situation there isn't any. I mean, that's false. Yeah, like, I'm sorry, that is false. You do have reasonable suspicion because Andrew Tate's own damn words say that he was doing this shit. Again, not physically holding women down, chaining them to a bed and forcing them to work, but, saying that he loves them, promising them all these things, then, pimping them out on camera. Like, yes, that's a crime in Romania, guys. And I understand all the arguments, women lack agency, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That is an actual crime in that country. That's why Andrew Tate is really, really up shit's creek without a paddle right now. The two women who claim they have been raped, the lawyer claims that the expert psychologists they've been speaking with were extrajudicial reports and implies that the women could have just got to a friend that happens to be a psychologist in order to get the report that they want. The lawyer says that extrajudicial reports shouldn't be used as evidence as they can create the doubt that the expert in question is on the side of the victim. Now, I'm going to be clear here. That's probably the absolute best argument that Andrew Tate's lawyer has against these women. I saw people arguing that they don't believe in the psychological manipulation. They don't believe these women were abused. They don't believe that they were forced into doing this stuff. But the Romanian authorities are going and using expert psychological opinions in order to say that, yes, they were, right? They've sat down, they've interviewed these women. A small problem with that would be that they are apparently able to go to their own psychologist, meaning it's not like a state psychologist. It's not somebody that works for Romanian authorities that has done the interview with these women. But that's just going to be something that he has to press at trial. I agree. I do agree. He is right. They can just go to someone who they know and get the opinion that they want. True. But then you're impugning the reputation of the expert psychologist. That's something that you do in court. That's not something that you can really argue online as proof that your client didn't do anything. The lawyer is concerned that since the two women who press charges aren't in Romania anymore, they cannot be cross-examined or sent to additional hearings. The lawyer does not yet believe that the Romanian Secret Services are involved in Tate's investigation. So these two things here. First, yeah, I agree. If they're going to use the claims of women that are not in Romania anymore, meaning he is not allowed to question them, they can't take them to additional hearings, that is screwed up, okay? I don't know if that's actually what's happening. This is Andrew Tate's lawyer giving this interview. I'm going to imagine he's advocating for his client. But if that's true, and that's what they try to do at trial. I think everyone needs to call it out. But again, I'm going to withhold that until we actually see something, because already the guy has the lawyer is complaining about the typical way that the Romanian trial works, as well as pointing out issues with it. So I don't know where this one falls on. But yeah, I agree. If they try to do that, if they try to present witness and their statements forward, and they do not allow cross-examination because they're not in the country anymore, it should just be thrown out. Now, as far as the Romanian Secret Services, look, I mean, that's the whole, oh, it's the Matrix after him. Dude, I think that's a dumb argument. You actually have a serious trial going on here, or at least a serious pre-trial going on here in Romania, where they hold him in detainment, and somebody is leaking things out to the press. Yeah, it sounds like there is some shady stuff going on, but at the same time, do not get it twisted. Andrew Tate's feet are really deep in shit right now. The lawyer claims there's also wiretapped evidence against the Tate brothers, but he has yet to see it, and as such, he can't say if it will hold in a court system, which is fair. Like, if you haven't seen the evidence, it's really hard to say whether or not it's going to hold up in court. The lawyer finds it hilarious, the judicial situation where the U.S. Embassy is the one who filed the complaint against the Tate brothers, but is also legally bound to help Tate in his trial due to the fact that he has U.S. citizenship. Okay, no joke, that is funny, but I wouldn't trust the U.S. Embassy there, because if they're the ones filing the complaint, then you really, really, really 100% do not want them to try to represent you at the same time. The Tate brothers have officially solicited for the U.S. Embassy to offer them support. It sounds like the U.S. Embassy is trying to bury you, man. The support so far has been in translating every judicial paper that they have been served with, and also the embassy assures them that their rights as American citizens will not be violated and they will not be discriminated at any part of the trial. Well, why would he believe that? Why would he take the... Okay, stop, guys. Andrew Tate is saying the Matrix is after him. I've seen Andrew Tate supporters imply that this is pressure from the United States and the people that don't want to punish Epstein but just want to bury Andrew Tate. If you really think that, if you think that they're going through all of these extra legal measures, and which I believe, hey, the U.S. is capable of doing, but if you think that, why are you then petitioning them for support? Why would you accept their support in any way, shape, or form? Like, I'm just saying that's the one that kind of gets to me. All right, a little stupid. The lawyer claims that at first hearing, the translation was done poorly, and the Tate brothers were a bit concerned that they didn't understand what's going on. However, the judge said everyone there speaks English, and they made sure the brothers understood what was told. Well, okay, so that could just be a complaint by the Tate brothers. Anyways, guys, there you go. I think that this is probably the most fair breakdown of what Andrew Tate's lawyer has actually said. And again, it's in the context of how the Romanian court system typically works. There are obvious questions here. I don't think anyone should deny that. If you think Andrew Tate's guilty, then you should want the trial to be fair, so it is without question. If you think Andrew Tate is innocent, then you need to stop being stupid and arguing that this is all the Matrix and start focusing on his actual defense to what is going on here. But you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm pretty sure the Andrew Tate fans are still gonna come in and be just absolutely stupid. But hey, you know, they give me clicks, they give me views, and the last Andrew Tate video made me like $20, so let's go.